Robert Saleh.
Yes.
Gone.
Oh, my God.
What's his face? Dennis Allen. Gone.
Just call him what's his face.
What's his face?
Yeah. She hates him.
I'm drinking. I'm sorry. I'm drinking.
This is
is
the
what
what
we've
do you
been
call it?
waiting
Like
for.
golf oil or something
What's
like
his
that.
face
The
is
more,
gone.
the more Amy sips at
That's
a
right.
tiny goblet of champagne,
Fantastic.
the better she gets.
By the way, I can confirm what's his face is gone.
Yes, what's his face is gone.
Yes.
Who else is going to be gone? Or how many others?
Look
If you don't
at
want to
you.
name names, how many others?
I think, unfortunately, Doug Peterson is going to get got in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I love that guy, man. I
McCarthy?
don't know. Today, Jerry said it wouldn't be crazy to not re-sign him. Again, and the issue with, let's just say, Brian Dable.
I think he's...
Well, I don't know. John Mara and those, and I think John Mara likes him a lot. And I think that there's reason to like him a lot. The issue is that it is why Tommy DeVito is up in the air about being named the starter on Thanksgiving. It was so non-competitive at home against the Bucs, and you don't want to be non-competitive at home, obviously.
Ever.
That said, the whole country wasn't watching.
Correct.
You want to talk about NFL beachfront property? There is the Super Bowl.
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
There are the playoff games and championship games, obviously. Christmas they're hoping, is new beachfront property for Netflix, but nothing is more beachfront property than the Dallas Cowboys spot
True.
of
The one that
Thanksgiving.
we went in 2009 and lost 24-7.
It's
that one.
That's where but you don't want to be like if the Giants laid the egg that they laid at home against Tampa in that spot in Dallas, and they're completely non-competitive, and the rest of the country is just like, come on, I don't want to talk to this asshole uncle of mine. I want to watch a football game that's keeping me compelled. And Giants fans are like absolutely, totally livid over what is happening now. And then that happens. That's the way that a coach can get got. I don't think.
And they might be looking at Drew Lock because Tommy's saying he might be too sore to play on Thursday. Can you believe that he says that?
Listen, but
Be quiet.
I mean, I don't know if he's true or if it's true or not. They can't be non-competitive. So the bottom line is, he's iffy, I would say. I can't imagine anybody like I think the Patriots are going to be very Gerard Mayo patient.
We have a kid though that really wants
Suzy and I were just
gone.
discussing that. Do you think they'll be
A 1,000,000%.
I don't think that Robert is likely to give it one and done.
Never. I don't think at all. I think they
Agreed.
in their gut they will trust with Gerard Mayo.
And even if they don't, they're going to give him time.
Does Antonio Pierce get got in Vegas? What does
don't you
Mark
get,
do
I
here?
was going to say, why don't you get Tom Brady on the line? Check out with him.
You think he really will have that say? Mark
look,
Davis will turn to Tom and say, should we fire our coach?
I don't know that he's going to have final say or ultimate say or dispositive say, but do I think that his say is going to be considered and weighed absolutely positively?
Okay.
And it should be. It should be.
Right.
So I do think he's going to offer input. I do think his input is going to be factored into the decision. I don't know what that decision will be, but I do think Tom will have considerable input into it.
I don't think anybody's getting fired in the NFC West. I don't think the Bucs are going to do in Todd Bowles. I don't believe because obviously the Falcons aren't going to change their coach, and the Carolina Panthers aren't going to change their coach. And you're not going to. I mean, Eberflus, I think, might get got in Chicago. Unfortunately,
I think, yeah, you
and
might be right.
if I'm them, I call up Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Lions, and say how much.
I think a lot of people will call him.
But wasn't he rumored before to be their head coach anyway?
He had a shot. I don't think.
Didn't he pull himself out of
He pulled himself
consideration?
out of consideration for all job, for the Washington Commanders job. Right. And everyone's like, wow, you're not going to take the Jaden Daniels pick? And everybody was really surprised by that. And he went back to Detroit, and they are the beneficiaries of that for sure. But I do believe that the Bears might make that move. And you hear rumblings from fans pissed off about Zack Taylor right now in Cincinnati.
Well,
but there's one
listen
guy.
to Jamar Chase.
Well, I understand that. But let me ask you this question, Amy, because I remember my owners' meetings from back in the day where you used to scare the crap out of me when you and Al Davis used to walk in, and it sounded like the Imperial March was your music when you walked in. That there's one owner in the National Football League who would pay dead money to a coach over his dead body. And I think his name is Mike Brown. And any Bengals fan that thinks, well, they got to get rid of Zack Taylor. How long, I'll go straight to camera here. How long did you think they held on to Marvin Lewis too long? A long time. Because they weren't going to pay him any like that's not happening in Cincinnati.
And I don't know that it should happen.
It shouldn't happen.
I don't know that it should happen. But
this is not, when we have these conversations, it makes me feel a little uncomfortable because we all know here, these are families.
Correct.
We're
You don't ever want to wish this on anyone.
Right. And we're talking about people's jobs as if it's just like, do they play a 3-4 defense or not? Like, and it's uncomfortable to have that conversation. So none of this is coming into what should be done.
Correct.
Because
it's what will be done.
Because that's the way it always is. How many times are you surprised by that coach got fired? Really? They're going to fire that person? It makes no sense why they would do that.
Check out new episodes of What the Football with Suzy Shuster and Amy Trask every Tuesday. Watch us on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page or follow and listen wherever you get your podcasts.